Good morning. Good morning. Listen, wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win. Good morning. Okay, so I got on my wake up and win shirt. Listen, I'm up. I'm at my wall. And anytime you see me at my wall, you know what that means. It means I'm about to give you a little bit of history about wake up and win. So this is the first wall. There's another wall coming, but this is the first wall. So listen, part of why, and I've shared with you before, part of why I started Wake Up and Win is because I lost my son in 2018. And when I lost my son in 2018, I lost a part of my desire to live. I didn't want to commit suicide, wasn't wrestling with suicide, but I also didn't have the energy to want to live. Until one morning, I heard my son's voice crying out to me, say, Mom, wake up. Over time, that wake up became wake up and win. And I'm not going to go into all the details this morning because I actually want to get to today's win word, which is go through it. I was on the call the other day with a family who's going through their own grief journey. And what I shared with one of the persons on the call is that grief is not something, it's not something that you get over, it's something that you go through. And so part of why I started Wake Up and Win and built out the business and the brand and I do coaching is really to help people understand that sometimes you will take a loss, but even in the midst of loss, you can still recover and win, right? That even though we go through something on my lip, even though we go through losses, we can recover and win, right? So I started Wake Up and Win to encourage myself that in spite of my loss, I can still win. I built out and building out the brand, the company. I do the coaching. I have the show, right? To encourage you who might be going through a loss, have experienced a loss, that you can still win, right? We have coming up on May 28th the Win Experience. All of my speakers are people who have taken losses but are still or now winning, right? Because you can lose and still win, right? So today's win word, but the thing of it is, I'm getting ahead of myself. The thing of it is, with losing and still being able to win and recognizing, even though I took a loss, I can still win, is that you have to go through the process. You have to go through the process. And so today's win word is go through it. And here's what I want to encourage you with: you've got to go through it. You've got to go through it. There's no escaping or getting around the through process. And what do I mean by that? You've got to go through the grieving, you got to go through the frustration, you got to go through the learning. What did I learn from this? You got to go through the reframing. How do I reframe? Right? You got to go through the reimagining. How do I reimagine my life after the loss? You got to go through the reconditioning of the mind, of the heart, of the body, even. You got to go through it. And so, in today's win word, I just want to encourage you with this. I know you may have taken a loss. I know you may have taken some hits. I know you may be trying to figure out, where do I go from here? And maybe you're on the other side of it. I'm not sure. Maybe you've gone through a loss. Maybe you've gone through a great difficulty, right? And you know what I'm sharing is truth because you had to go through it. And what I want to encourage you with is don't try to escape it. It's much like me developing this TV show, right? This show, because I keep telling y'all, Wake Up and Win morning show, get ready for it. It's coming. Like this is just what's painted in my house, right? This is my first wall I painted. But pretty soon and very soon, it's gonna be it's gonna a marquee, something. I don't know what. I don't know what God's gonna do, but I know what God told me. And I'm gonna keep saying it here day after day after day until it manifests. So listen, but you gotta go through it. You have to go through it. You have to go through the process. You have to go through all the steps. You have to go through all of the emotions from going from loss to winning again. There's no getting around it. Most people attempt to go through loss or a disappointment or a difficulty and jump right into winning. We see that a lot in relationships. When people have a breakup, they just try to get right into another relationship. We just love somebody else. And what ends up happening when you do that, the next relationship is a total disaster. Why? Because you didn't go through the grieving process. You didn't go through the hurt process. You didn't go through the learning process. You didn't go through the how can I be better process. Even with the loss of my son, I still had to go through the process saying, as a parent, how do I do something different? Because I have other children and my son left me with two grandchildren. So when he left, when this life took him away, I have two grandchildren, right? So how do I become a different parent or grandparent, right? I have to go through that process. And so today's win word is go through it. I want to encourage you, don't try to go from loss and challenge and difficulty and just want it right to, let me dump it the next thing and win. Doesn't work that way. You got to go through all the steps. So I don't know what your loss has been. I don't know what your challenge has been. I don't know what your issue has been. I don't know what your disappointment has been. What I do know is this, is that when to win again, to wake up and win again, you have to go through the process. Through the process. And I want to invite you, as I shared with this family that I was working with as they deal with their own grief and the loss of a loved one, is to place your hand on your heart and to say, I give myself grace. And I want to offer that to you today, to place your hand on your heart. Whenever you're struggling with going through it, place your hand on your heart, say, I give myself grace. Give yourself grace to go through the grieving process. Give yourself grace to go through the disappointment. Give yourself grace to go through relearning. Give yourself grace to go through reframing and reimagining. Give yourself grace to go through the process so you can win again. Listen, you're going to win again. And some of you are already winning again. And some of you are just starting out winning again. Whatever phase, whatever stage you're in, know that you have to go through it. Don't try to circumvent it. Don't try to go around it. Don't try to be super tough. Don't try to be super strong. But be clear, you got to go through it. And whatever ways I can help you, y'all know I'm a coach, so you can just hit me up in the description below. Is a way you can reach me for coaching. You can just shout out and say hey, and also register for the Win Experience that's coming up May 28th, the Win Experience. So listen, go through it. Don't try to circumvent it. Don't try to go around it. Don't try to talk your way out of it. Don't try to, just be I'm gonna just be different and be somebody else. You'll be somebody else eventually, but you gotta go through it. And here's what I'm learning, what I've learned when I've gone through the process, as I'm going through the process, is that at the end of the day, you really become a better person for what you need going into your win. You become a wiser person, a stronger person, and it prepares you for your win, for your next season of winning. So go through it. Allow yourself, give yourself the grace. I give myself the grace to go through it. All right. So listen, y'all. Thank you for being tuned in to Wake Up and Win and tuning into your Wake Up and Win word. Apply it to your life today. In the description below, you want to coach with me, win with me coaching, message me today. You want to come to the Win Experience, register today. But whatever you do, you know the motto, let's get up, let's get out there, and let's go win it. Also, listen, don't discount the fact that it's Wednesday. So, you know what we do every Wednesday? I encourage you to celebrate your wins. It's Wednesday, WINS day, Wednesday. So celebrate your win. However small, however big, it's your win. Celebrate it on this Wednesday. Y'all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.